I know a lot of my subscribers have been waiting for this update from me, and I apologize that I haven't been able to post anything faster. I'll explain in a moment, but first, the good news. Jamaica is not destroyed. So when you hear in the news or social media, Jamaica is destroyed by Hurricane Melissa, this is not true. What's true is that some parts of Jamaica were destroyed. Not many, but there are a few. There are parts that got some serious damage, but can be restored. Other parts got very little damage, and some parts are totally fine, like nothing happened. The biggest challenge for any professional media right now is to find out which one is which and provide accurate information to the public. The scope of what we're dealing with right now is beyond imaginable. It's very complicated, and it is impossible, even for big media outlets, never mind YouTubers like myself, to provide any accurate update on the entire situation in our country. So we'll have to take it one step at a time. Step number one, the most urgent, how to help Jamaica. I know that many people want to donate, but they're not sure where. So I'm giving you a few legitimate websites that I know will make sure to apply your money to the right cause. And their websites and payment systems work well. It's the American Friends of Jamaica, and it is Food for the Poor. These two organizations often focus on helping the most vulnerable first, and they're very fast in distributing this help, which is the most important thing to do right now, and it's very urgent. And they have the entire network here in Jamaica, the team, the resources, the volunteers, the equipment, everything. There is also a government website that they're building right now, but their payment form is in the process of being developed. So when it's ready, I'll tell you. But for now, I'm just giving you these two, and then I will make a separate video with many legitimate organizations, so you will have the option to choose which particular cause you want to support the most. Right now, it's getting food, water, and the most essential supplies to the people who lost their home, who are in a desperate situation. This is urgent. Everything else can wait. I'm thinking of doing my own GoFundMe so that our audience can donate to something we choose, so we can focus on rebuilding something or supporting someone. But for that, I'll need to identify what exactly we can do so that it's meaningful and efficient. I remember in Hurricane Beryl, there were a few bloggers collecting money and then buying, for example, zinc, and bringing 2 pieces of zinc per house, trying to help random people and filming everything on camera. I'm sure they were genuinely trying to help. Not like, oh, look at me, I'm helping others, promoting, their channel. No. They genuinely wanted to help, okay? The problem is, it's the most inefficient way of doing it. The very same $100 you donate to these big charity organizations will allow to buy 5 times more zinc and supplies, and distribute it so much faster than any blogger can ever do. Because charity organizations have the network and they have special rates. They pay a fraction for materials than what a blogger would have to pay. If an influencer is trying to raise money to help someone specific, maybe they're a friend or a family member, then it makes total sense. But if it's just, give me money, I'm gonna try to help the communities, the intention is right, it's good, but it's inefficient. And that's why I will not be doing this. Instead, I will think how we can help properly first, and then let you know. Until then, please donate to these organizations. And the links are in the pinned comment and the description. I also want to mention that there are people now who are trying to exploit this tragedy and make fake Melissa relief websites just to get money for themselves. Here's the list of fraudulent websites, that you should never use to donate. Take a screenshot and never use them. Now to the situation in Jamaica and my personal situation with running this YouTube channel. My last update was a short video that I made as Kingston was getting hit with quite fast winds. I had no power at the time. I had no idea what was happening in other parts of Jamaica. I could understand what was potentially happening, but I didn't know for sure. But I thought I could go to places like Pegasus Hotel later and edit the video for you because I knew they had a generator and Wi-Fi and everything. My original plan was on the day of the hurricane or the next morning to publish a video with a compilation of footage during the hurricane, organized by parish so people would know what happened and what to expect in the aftermath. But once I began looking through all of that footage, I realized it was a terrible idea. All of that footage is out of context and completely irrelevant to what we're dealing with right now. However, I am going to use this footage when I'm making a full documentary sometime later, so I do have to thank all those people who sent the videos. I've placed them in the archive. My son helped to organize them. We're going to use them in the full film. Thank you guys. I will actually use it later, okay? So then I thought, okay, let me just make a quick update to let you know that Kingston was fine, we are fine, everything's good for us, right? And when I went to Pegasus Hotel, they did have power, but as I started editing that video, the generator got shut down and I could never finish, and now it's completely irrelevant, so I just scrapped that content. And I had to focus on what was more urgent. I had to drive to Montego Bay. Just a few hours after the hurricane, I drove from Kingston to Montego Bay to capture the footage of the aftermath. And I will be publishing this video quite soon, so please stay tuned for that. And I will add the commentary so it wouldn't be just stuff out of context. However, now I have two urgent tasks that I have to solve first. One, my friend is missing in Montego Bay. I have to go there again and search for her. And two, I have to go to Falmouth and document what's happening there. None of these places have any power, any water, any Wi-Fi, and it's difficult to get gas to drive around. Some roads are still blocked. So making meaningful content right now as just one person is extremely difficult. Filming in disaster areas, doing research, verifying the data, making sure that some extremely sensitive information is not presented in an unethical way, and then finding the time to edit and publish with some clever titles and thumbnails, because that's how YouTube works, while replying to hundreds of messages through WhatsApp and email. All of this is just overwhelming, but it's nothing compared to what some people in Jamaica had to go through and are still going through. I'm very fortunate that I was in Kingston during the hurricane. All my family was in Kingston and we're fine, we're safe. We have our power back, water, Wi-Fi, everything. So we're privileged. I can focus on work now. I have an idea to ask people who are outside of Jamaica to help me with editing during this situation, but I have to make sure this person is reliable. But if I do find such person, I'll be able to get the content out much faster than it would have been if I was just working on it by myself. Considering these circumstances, please, a little patience. I will provide you with all the information you need. Please give me a few days. I need to figure out the strategy of how I'm going to approach this. Do write your questions though in the comment sections. Just write your question like, what would you like to know first? Maybe you have a house in some community and you don't know what's happening to that community. Just write it to me. I mean, obviously I can't go and check on your house specifically, but I can at least make the coverage of like some communities, right, when I'm in that parish. So at least I will understand what my audience needs, because my audience is the priority in terms of work. Of course, if my goal was to make money with my channel now, I would have been in Black River filming, posting these heartbreaking videos, sticking my camera in the faces of people who are going through some of the most horrific moments of their lives. Because these kind of videos are gaining hundreds of thousands of views and millions of views, and I could have made lots of money with such kind of content. I'm in the middle of this disaster. I know all the knowledge about Jamaica, all the skills, the connections to get most out of this situation. And of course, I am not going to do this because it is essentially exploiting the disaster for personal gain. I have enough integrity and a lot of love for Jamaica not to do something like this. So I'm sorry, I'm not publishing these heartbreaking videos for the sake of views, whatnot. Instead, I will focus on what I know how to do best, which is well-researched and accurate information delivered in a clear and most ethical way. If you'd like to support my work, you can do so through Patreon, but first make sure you help Jamaica by donating to these organizations first. And then only if you have anything extra left to keep this channel going, I would really appreciate your help. As a Ukrainian, I lost my main source of income because of the war in Ukraine. Now I lost my source of income from my tour company because for the next month, no tours. And I cannot publish all of that amazing content I had been filming just before the hurricane, with all the interviews and stories. I have footage for like 7 documentaries that are sitting on my hard drive, and I can't publish any of it because it's just so positive and completely irrelevant in these current circumstances. And I already got so much backlash already, like for simply being a positive person and refusing to panic and spread panic in the face of Category 5 hurricane. I am optimistic about Jamaica and nothing is going to change that. No haters, no comments, I don't care. We are going to recover and bounce back stronger than ever. But in the meantime, I refuse to capitalize on this disaster by making these heartbreaking videos. And that's why you're watching my face in front of the camera and not drone shots of Black River with no context, no extra information, just ridiculous titles. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. If you want to see what the center of Black River was like before the hurricane, I have a recent video that has barely any views, with the footage of us trying to restore the 200-year-old clock in St. John Church, which was the parish church for St. Elizabeth, and it does not exist anymore. It was tragically destroyed by the hurricane. So if you want to see what it was like and what it is today, please watch my video about us in that church. The context is everything, guys. Huge thanks to all our patrons for supporting this channel throughout all of these years, for supporting my work. I really appreciate your help. Please support the people in Jamaica who you know. Donate at legitimate websites to help Jamaica recover faster, and stay tuned. A lot of content is coming up and I'll do my best to provide the most objective view of what's going on in our country today, taking this step by step. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.